Good afternoon, Legacy Bible Church. I am here by myself, no Stephen today, so this is a little bit different, and I've only done this, I think, one other time. And I titled this, Is Our Faith Too Small? I just was going to talk for a second on the idea, is our faith too small on the days that we have a bad day or we question things? I used to listen to someone who taught a lot on faith, and that faith was the amount of faith you had determined the blessings and fruit you saw in your life. So for finances, you had to have a certain amount of faith to believe for big financial breakthroughs, big financial blessings. You had to have enough faith in your life to see the healings that you were so desperate to see. And I know one thing he said a lot was, there's nothing wrong with God. God has done all that he said he was going to do by sending Jesus to the cross. So everything that you could ever hope for, dream for, imagine is done. There's nothing wrong with him. So if there's a problem, it has to be with you and your faith. And so I would do all the things to try to increase my faith. Try to memorize as much scripture and abide in the word, as he would say all the time, so that I could increase my faith. And as Stephen would say, how was that working out for you? And it didn't help. It didn't change anything. So today I was talking to a friend, just talking about what, I was letting her know I'm going to be doing this by myself, and did she have any thoughts? And she did. She had some thoughts, and it just triggered me thinking about this exact subject. And so I just kind of wrote down a few things. God has given us faith to believe, and we believe. And that is pleasing to him. That is it. When we have faith to believe and we believe, that is our measure of faith. That is we believe. And when we struggle or go through hard times, he's not looking at us with disappointment. No, he's not questioning, well, your faith's not strong enough. Well, you're having a hard day. You need more faith in me. That's not it at all. We have faith. We have faith to believe. We believe in who Jesus Christ is. And that's enough. As I just keep that's enough. A bad day can't ruin that. A bad day can't ruin that. A bad day of questioning who God is. A bad day of questioning what our purpose is. A bad day of questioning if we're good enough. That can't change our faith, and it can't change how God sees us. I often tell my kids, God's big enough for us to question that. And he's not disappointed when we do. And so this friend of mine told me that, she even had a hard time praying in the Spirit. I was thinking, there are days that I have a hard time praying in the Spirit. I know that praying in the Spirit is my obedience from faith. And I know what praying in the Spirit does and means. And the more I listen and the more I learn and the more I read, it just broadens my mind as to what that is. But there are days when I want to hold on with everything I am to my knowledge, to my mind, to my thoughts. There are days when I want to hold on to that so bad that I don't want to pray in tongues. And it's just more of just holding my ground, fruitless. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to do to change my life. I just don't want to. I'm either just so frustrated or so mad or so discouraged. And in those times, sometimes it's only just a small utterance here or there. There are times when that's all I can do is pray in the Spirit. That is literally all that can come out of my mouth. There are days that praying with my words is where I seem to go. I'll switch back and forth praying. Honestly, right now, Texas is in a drought. And I find myself just, Lord, please, we need rain. Lord, please, we need rain. Then I go to praying in the Spirit, then go back to that. The old me would have been disgusted and disappointed in myself and been, well, Sarah, that was a lack of faith. You're begging God. You're begging God. And when you're begging God, that's a lack of faith. And I would get discouraged with myself and I'd stop praying. And now I know that that's not a lack of faith. That is just me being human saying, God, we need rain. Please, Lord, let it rain. It's okay. There are days when, or not even days, just moments when I can't really think of anything to say, to pray, but I just say, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I'll just stop there. So I want to encourage those listeners that there's not a, God is not looking at us with disappointment for a bad day or for a day where we're struggling or we question things. He looks at us with pure pleasure. And then when we're obedient from faith, walking in the Spirit, praying in the Spirit, that is our sacrifice. That is our act of worship to Him. That is our obedience. But if you're struggling or you're having a hard day or a busy day, and maybe you didn't pray in the Spirit that day, God isn't disappointed in you. He's not questioning your faith. He's just God, and He's good, and He can handle us on our good days and our bad days and our crazy days, and He just loves us. So that was just my encouragement to you as I was just sitting and thinking, having that conversation with a friend and thinking about how that reflects on my life. And I just like to get on here sometimes and be transparent and open and vulnerable so that hopefully that allows you, the listener, to be as well. And you're always welcome to give feedback, ask questions. We're here. So that was just my little talk. Stephen and I usually go much longer, but it's okay if it's just a little bit. So if you have questions, reach out, and hopefully Stephen will be back on Sunday. Maybe not. Probably not Sunday. But we should be back on Wednesday. If you have any questions or any thoughts, we'd love feedback, and we will see you on Wednesday.